Good morning, students. Our today's topic is cell referencing in worksheets. We know that each cell in a worksheet has a unique address formed by the combination of its intersecting column and row. For example, the cell address B7. It refers to the address of the cell where the row 7 and the column B intersects. Now, in a formula, the writing style of cell address determines how that cell will be referred in the calculations. There are basically three cell referencing styles in a worksheet: relative referencing, absolute referencing, and mixed referencing. We would understand each of them one by one. The first is relative referencing. When a formula is created, the cell references and the ranges that it contains are based upon their position relative to the cell containing the formula. For example, in the formula E6 equals to C6 into D6 means if in the cell E6 we write the formula C6 into D6, it means that this formula is interpreted internally in terms of position of the participating cells, that is C6 and the D6, related to the containing cell of the formula. Means related to this cell E6, the position of the cells D6 and E6 is interpreted internally to define the formula. We can say the formula in E6 is interpreted internally as the product of cell value, which is two cells to the left of the current cell. That means if E6 is the current cell, two cells towards the left is 1 and 2. Two cells towards the left is C6. So the product of cell value, which is two cells to the left of the current cell, with cell value which is one cell to the left of E6. One cell to the left is D6. So, in this way the formula is interpreted internally. So, the position of the cells define the formula in case of relative referencing. So, when we copy this formula from E6 to E7, the formula gets adjusted itself automatically. So, when the formula E6 equals to C6 into D6 is copied on E7, it automatically changes to C7 into D7, and when it is copied to E8, it changes to C8 into D8. So cell addresses get adjusted automatically with respect to current cell in case of relative referencing. We can define relative referencing in other way as during copying of the formula, the relative cell addresses automatically get adjusted with respect to current cell when the formula is being copied. So, in relative referencing, when we are copying the formula from one cell to another cell, the formula automatically gets adjusted. Second type of referencing is absolute referencing. Sometimes we do not want references to change when we copy a formula to different cells. In such cases, we can go for absolute referencing. Now, if we copy the formula containing absolute cell address, then the formula remains the same. It does not adjust on copying. Now, to make the absolute address or absolute cell reference, we put a $sign before the parts of the formula. That is either column or row, whatever we want to keep absolute. For example, $D$6 is the absolute reference where we had put $sign before the row number as well as the column name. So this $sign makes the column name as well as the row as the absolute. Or take an example. Or take this example where E6 has the formula C6 into $D$6. If we copy the formula containing the absolute cell address, then absolute cell address remains the same. So In the formula E6 equals to C6 into $D$6, no matter wherever we copy the formula, whether we copy it to E7, E8 or any other cell, this $D$6 remains the same. That is, in all copied formulas, always the cell value of the cell D6 will be considered. If we copy this formula on E7, the copied formula would be C7 into $D$6. In E8, it would be C8 into $D$6. This C6, C7, C8 is changing because they are relative referencing, and this $D$6 is absolute referencing. Therefore, it is not changing. So, this is absolute referencing. Now, the third type of referencing is mixed referencing. Mixed referencing is mixed, means that relative as well as absolute, both the type of referencings are considered. If we put $sign before one part, either before column letter or the row number, it is mixed referencing. Means either the row or the column is absolute and the other is relative referencing. Here, a part of the cell is relative and other is absolute. Some examples are C$6 or $C6. In case of C$6, C, that means the column is relative, and $6, that means row is absolute. In $C6, C means column is absolute and 6 means row is relative. Now, if a formula having mixed cell addresses get copied, only the relative part of it gets updated. Rest remains absolute. You can see here the part which is relative, it gets updated. The rest remains absolute. Here you can see in the formula E6 equals to C6 into $D6, dollar is placed before the column name, that is D. So this column would remain stationary and the row number would change. You can see here in E6 it is $D into 6. In E7 it is $D7. In A8 it is $D8. So these row numbers are changing. They are appending as we are changing the rows. But when we copy the formula C6 into D$6, that means D is relative, column is relative and 6, the row is absolute. When we copy the formula from E6 to E7, the column name as well as the row number does not changes. This row number remains stationary, that is 6, because a $sign is placed before it. So it makes it absolute. So it is a mixed referencing in which row number is stationary and column name may change. Next topic is order of calculation. Sometimes a formula may contain various values, cell addresses and different operations or functions. When calculating the results, a specific order of calculation is followed, which determines in which order of sequence the operators will be evaluated to reach at the final result. So, we are following a sequence for calculating the results in calculations. Division and multiplication is performed before addition and subtraction. So, if there are various divisions and multiplications along with addition and subtraction in a formula, first we would perform division and multiplication and then addition and subtraction would be performed. Another thing is, if there are some parentheses, they have higher precedence than division and multiplication. So, these parentheses will be evaluated first before any other operation. So, these parentheses can be used to group operation in the order that we want. Sometimes we may want addition and subtraction to be applied first before applying division or multiplication. In such cases, we can put these operations or the expressions in the parentheses. because parentheses have high precedence. So these would be performed first.